Hi, everyone. Okay, I just had to redo this video. Oh, cool, crap. Because I had done one previously and it was too long. It was too boring. And ultimately, actually, Adobe kind of gave up on me. So I just wanted to do it like this quick, this quick reaction or afterthoughts or about, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And I don't want to take too much time. Basically, first things first. Sam Raimi as the director, I think it was the perfect cast. It was a spot on decision by Marvel Studios. I think you can see the imprint, you can see his print all over the place with the type of lenses that he uses, the type of cameras, the type of shot, the type of the frame, how he frames certain shots, the movement of the camera, where he puts the camera. It all comes together beautifully. And you can see his print also when he adds a little bit of horror, a little bit, suspense. I think he was just perfect as the director of Doctor Strange 2. Now, moving on to the next subject is Wanda. And this is something that it might take a little bit longer for me to talk about because there's a lot to say. But there's something that is annoying me right now. Is not annoying. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I see that there's a division, or there are people who liked her arc, her story, how it went down. There are certain people who don't like her arc because they felt as though Marvel doesn't know what to do with their female superheroes. They don't know how to make them strong. They don't know how to develop a good story arc for them to develop that, and they make them the villains or, the bad guys of the story. And then basically you have divided. And then, there are others who they just don't really give too much of a crap. If she was in the movie, they don't see the point of her being in the movie. You have the haters. And then you have the haters of you have Wanda haters, you have people who hate how they used her character, and then you have people who loved or liked or enjoyed how her character was developed throughout the film. I am the latter. I actually enjoyed how, I think it was really smart, it was really profound how the love for her children left her very messed up, very broken, very lost at the end of WandaVision, and we get to see this journey, her madness going through the multiverse, trying to be with her children. I think it's profoundly because it's not another story about a love story, like she's doing all of that because she wants to be with the man she loves. No, she's doing that because of her children, and as a mother, I think that's really powerful and that's really deep, and I respect that, and I enjoyed it, and I really thought that Elizabeth Olsen did a magnificent job as this maniac, this person who has been through a lot, this woman who only wanted to see her children, and she did a lot of things, whether awful things, of course, because I'm not gonna say, hey, yeah, she was okay, she it was all right for her to kill people, because I don't justify it at all. But you never know what happens inside one's mind, and what I like about it is that it shows how superheroes, they don't have it all together. They don't. They can lose it. There are so many stories, with this dark theme, and I think that they're worth to be shown. Of course, yes, it's unfortunately it was shown in the shape of Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, a female superhero, and so on and so forth. I know that there are fans who are not at all happy. They feel like this was a disservice to her, everything that she suffered, and I understand them, but I don't share that thought at all. I don't share it because this is a redemption arc, I believe. This is a redemption for her. This is her realizing that everything that she's not in a good state of mind, that she hasn't been well, that she has lost many people along the way, and everything she did not justify, however lost she was, however bad she felt, everything she did not justify everything. The end didn't justify the means. That's what I thought. And I thought I was like emotionally super profound for the character. And besides, I believe there's a comic that has Wanda as the nemesis. I don't see her as I don't want to talk about her as the villain. I want to talk about her as the antagonist of this film. Because that's what she is. Yes, she goes about on a killing spree. Yes, she does. But she's the antagonist, and I'm sorry, I refuse to call her the villain. For me, a villain is Kingpin, someone who has absolutely no conscience whatsoever and kills people off just as easy as that. You know, without remorse, without a conscience. And that's for me a real villain. Lex Luthor. And I love that they're playing with this ambiguity of superheroes, you know, and that's what I thought that was really interesting to watch. And the performance, I mean, again, Elizabeth Olsen did an outstanding job. The range of emotions that she went through the film, it was completely surreal, and it was completely and perfectly executed by her, and she stole the movie from Doctor Strange. So kudos to that. I'm happy to get to see that. I think that she will continue being in the Marvels, in the MCU. I think that we will see more of her, perhaps in different shapes, perhaps in different ways. We don't know anything so far, but I'm excited to see if she's gonna come back and what they're gonna do with her character. Now moving on to the next part, which is the Illuminatis. The Illuminatis, honestly, I didn't really care too much to do a research. I heard some rumors. Some people might have talked about. Also one thing that I want to mention about Wanda turning as the antagonist of the film. Some people were surprised. Some people were shocked. I honestly wasn't, because I knew that might happen. One of my friends actually told me that there's a comic that happens in the comics, so I was actually kind of expecting, you know, the big reveal in the movie. So, but yeah. Now, back to the Illuminatis. We've got Captain Britain, again by Peggy Carter. We have oh man, I keep forgetting her name. Captain Marvel, played by Maria Rambeau, in this alternative reality, in this alternative universe, in this alternative Earth, basically. And then we have, honestly, I didn't even know about this team. I didn't know about this organization. So I wasn't really, looking forward. There were a lot of people in the theater going, yeah, wow, cool, the Illuminatis. And I was like, yeah, awesome. I don't even know who they are, but cool, yeah, sure. And, but it did surprise me. First of all, Captain Britain and Captain Marvel, cool, awesome cameos and whatnot. What it did surprise me was seeing John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, the fan cast of choice. I didn't think it was, they were going to go with it, they were going to do it, and I'm sure a lot of people are saying that this was fan service. I enjoyed it, and I liked it, so I'm okay with it. What did bother me was that Wanda was even more powerful than all of them, and she killed him right away. So we didn't get to see much of a chance of a fight between them. And then we have Professor X, which, to nobody's surprise, he was in this movie. I have to admit, honestly, I completely forgot that Captain Britain, the Professor X, and they were gonna be in this film until, like, I don't know, until a few scenes before that. You know, when they show up, it's like, oh yeah, right, they're supposed to be in that. So I was so submerged in this universe, in this story of Wanda and also Doctor Strange and America Chavez, so much so that I completely forgot about their cameos. I think that's a good thing, in my opinion. If I do not know if I would have been the type of fan or person who goes to the theater and didn't even know that Professor X was going to be in it, I would say that's a good sign. And I see them as like, that would have been a nice surprise. Now, again, I'm gonna repeat this. It was great to see him. I don't think that they should have kept it under wraps. I think it was fantastic, especially because people got excited, just as equally excited as they saw John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. They got equally excited by Professor X showing up on screen, and I think it was okay. I don't think that there are certain things that there's no need for secrecy, and this was one of them. This was one of those instances. I thought that killing them off would be not. I thought that killing them off so fast, it was. I didn't like that too much. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight, but I do wonder. I wonder if there's a difference between powers of levels between different universes. Like, I'm wondering if Earth 616 Wanda is more powerful than the parallel universe, the equivalent of Wanda in the universe where Doctor Strange encountered the Illuminati. Maybe there's something about that. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe that's the reason why she was able to defeat them so easily. I love that scene, and I love the fact that Sam Raimi could play with the fact of showing these very gruesome fights and how Wanda finished them off without showing so much blood. And don't get me wrong, I'm all in it for the blood and stuff. Maybe not so much like Scorsese blood, like too much gore, but he was smart enough to show brutality in a shot without actually showing blood all over the place. And that shot is when Captain Britain gets chopped off in half by her own shield. That was brutal. And it was so perfectly and cleverly done that it didn't need any blood whatsoever. So that was a good thing. I do wonder if we're gonna see more of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. I really do hope so. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that he continues to be Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four film. We'll see what happens, honestly. We don't know much about it. Now, moving on to Doctor Strange's journey, I thought that it was also an interesting emotional, I guess, journey for him, because it was a getting over journey for him. They were both going through a lot of emotional things, both Wanda and Doctor Strange. Him trying to get over Christine, and it actually moved me. Their final talk, their final scene when they're talking to each other, and he says "I love you" to the alternative version of Christine of this other universe, because it reminded me so much of the series What If, and his own episode in which he's trying so hard not for her not to die, and he so much so that he goes completely mad. he goes completely mad. It's the opposite of. I mean, it's like exactly what happened with Wanda in this case, but with Doctor Strange with Christine. And it kind of broke my heart. It's like, oh, the only way to let her live, let her be happy, is just to let her go and be happy with someone else other than him. And so I thought this was a closure movie for Doctor Strange more than anything, and I thought it was like really touching, and I liked it. Again, I think Wanda probably is the strongest point of the movie, the strongest thing that this movie has. But America Chavez, and this is the next thing, America Chavez was also goddamn amazing. I love America Chavez. I did a research. I actually cared enough to do research before the movie about America Chavez because of her background story. Because I mean, this is a huge win for LGBTQ representation. Even though they did not show so much of her backstory, we only get to see glimpses here and there, and we only get to see part of her power. She's a very powerful being in the comics. The fact that she can travel through portals from different universes, and she actually fought toe to toe with Captain Marvel, with a lot of with even Thanos, and you know, she is as powerful as it gets. I mean, she's really powerful. I mean, she stood to Wanda by the end of it, and she only had to trust herself. We only get to know her powers. We get to see her just gaining confidence. But I'm actually really looking forward for her own solo movie, because I really want her own movie for them to show her, you know, everything about her story. She has a very interesting story. She has been in Young Avengers. She has been in different teams. She has helped them in many missions, and so I do hope she gets her own movie, and she grows even farther. She's like one of the strongest beings in Marvel. So yeah, I'm looking forward for that. And what else? I'm okay. Talking about I was hoping to see a little bit more about the multiverse. To be honest, there were rumors that Tobey Maguire was going to be in it. At the end of the day, that did not happen. But I'm curious to see if they're going to keep handling, if they're going to keep bringing the multiverse, if they're going to keep bringing characters from other universes to Earth 616, which is the universe of Marvel that we're seeing on screen. If they're going to bring back the twins from different timelines or different alternative realities, basically, if they're going to bring them with the same age, or if they're going to cast more young adult versions, because in the comics, like, they're part of the Young Avengers, and one of them, I think, is Wiccan, the guy who runs super fast. I honestly, at the top of my head, I don't remember his name. I keep confusing them, but he's actually dating Kate Bishop, and I don't think that if they bring them with this age, I don't think that's gonna happen. But if they cast more young adult versions, they might go through down that road. They might not. Again, you never know with Marvel. Honestly, I learned to not look too much forward to certain things with Marvel, if I'm honest. I'd rather be surprised. Expect disappointment, and you'll never get disappointed. Man, I'm gonna stick with that quote. Thank you, MJ. I'm gonna stick with that quote for a while now, for a long time. Now, okay, so I'm wondering if they're gonna keep bringing X-Men, if they're gonna keep, if they're gonna make, or they're gonna actually show, perhaps from Earth 616, other characters like the X-Men's, or that's what I'm interested about, and I'm excited to see. And I'm also a little bit worried, because with the series that they've been putting together, with the series to come, with the movies they've been putting together, we've got the Eternals, we've got Hawkeye, we've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've got now America Chavez. And I thought, again, one of the best introduction characters that I've ever seen, of new characters that we've never heard of, that we didn't know anything about. We have so many new characters. Moon Knight. We have so many new characters for Marvel, and I'm concerned, like, how are they gonna bring them all together? How are they gonna treat all of these different storylines in a good way, or in a way that makes sense? Are you gonna bring them? How are they gonna? Are they gonna build Avengers? What are they gonna do next? How are they gonna bring all of these things together? So I'm a little concerned about that, without being so convoluted, basically. And theories. I mean, also I want to see Charlize Theron's character for those of you who did not know. I did not know these myself as well until I read a little bit or heard comments here and there that Clea, that's the character she's playing, or Cleo, I keep forgetting. She is the daughter, or she's related to Dormammu, and that her and Doctor Strange have a very long-last romance. So it's funny to see how he closed the door on Christine. He was ready to get back out there, and how fastly the universe rewards him with yet another love interest. That's God, I wish that would happen in real life, but it doesn't. And so I'm looking forward to see. This movie left me with more questions than answers, and I'm more intrigued now what's gonna happen in the upcoming projects of Marvel. So yeah. Honestly, I wasn't going with my expectations so high. But it did surprise me. I think that technically this is a really strong movie, and I do recommend for you to watch it. Go to the cinema and watch it, and judge by yourselves whether you like it or not, because, don't take my word for it. I liked it, but you may not like it. But you should never take anybody else's opinion or word on it. If somebody tells you don't go watch it, do it. Nah, just be curious, go watch it, see if you agree or don't, and make your own conclusions. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope I actually get to use this video instead of the other one, because the other one was way too long and way too boring, and I got a little frustrated. But okay, thank you very much for sticking all the way to the end, and as always,